I have really had a hard time watching, and not say watching, because I do watch the NBA. I'm still watching NBA, obviously. But this year, at least in the first 6 weeks, 7 weeks of the year, it's been really tough for me to lock in the year. And I don't know if it's because of the election that's passed recently. It was watching a lot of content outside the NBA. Football season obviously is going on with college football, NFL. I know what it is, but there's a lot of things now, and I've noticed that I'm not the only person that feels this way too. Also, I know a lot of people, a lot of sports writers or even sports columnists or sports commentators that I admire. I know Nick Wright made a mention recently that he obviously watches the NBA a lot of it's because that's his job, but he doesn't feel so locked into the year right now. He feels like, oh, it's here, it's back, okay, cool. And look, the NBA is my favorite league. The basketball is my favorite sport of all time. It's not even close. But this year, for some reason, I just haven't felt like attached to the season yet. Now, look, I do think at some point this year, probably in January, February, when football winds down as they get to the playoffs and things start to wind down, because there's less teams to follow throughout the NFL season. You'll start seeing more attention given to the NBA. I mean, I've done a couple podcasts, since season started, but nothing over the top. All my attention right now has been with football and even the election too, to some degree, that's now gone by the wayside somewhat. But the NBA, I mean, I think a lot of it too also is it's probably the style of play is probably gotten a little wear and tear for me now. Like, as much as I love the 3-point shot, there's not enough diverse play of basketball being done now. Players all depending on 3-point shots. There's no more mid range game. There's no more post up game. There's also the crazy amount of injuries we've seen with superstars this year. Kevin Durant's out again. Who else was missing time? It's a bunch of stars missing time this year. Jimmy Butler for the Heat missing time. Joel Embiid has played 4 games this year since the season started. I mean, there's some interesting stories in the league right now. Like, obviously, OKC is dominating the West right now. Right now, the story of the year is the Cleveland Cavaliers, who only lost 3 games so far. Boston's doing Boston things. The Atlanta Hawks has gotten red hot recently. But it's just nothing really right now that's really making me grab attention. The Lakers have started to suck now the last couple of weeks now. LeBron has had his probably worst stretch of basketball in his entire career. It's been a very, nothing really that's really getting me to attach myself to the NBA right now, and it's not a good thing. And also, ratings are down, so I feel like it's not just me. I think a lot of people who do love the NBA are not locked in. Like, it's background noise. Like, even though I have League Pass and I have FanDuel Sports to watch the Heat games, it's like sometimes I have to go out my way to put on the games. Like, I have multiple TVs downstairs. Like, my wife and I be downstairs watching movies or TV. I'm like, I have the other TV available to put on the games to have to watch it. And like, there's some nights I'm like, I don't feel motivated to put TV on, and I don't know why. It's just I don't know, man. It's just so far this year has not really been. I haven't been excited about this about the league right now. And again, I think it's a lot of reasons why. I'm not the only one. I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels that way, especially because of the fact that I actually love the NBA. I'm passionate about the sport. Like, I want to do better. I want it to continue to grow. But it's a lot of things I think that has hurt the sport in recent years. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm a little concerned about the future of the product. I really am, because we live in an era now where there's more things to distract you. More people are getting to other things outside of sports, and I mean, this is something, for example, hockey suffered with years ago. Like, once that strike and that lockout happened back in 2006, or it was 2004, or what year it was that the lockout happened. But it took hockey a while, the NHL a while, to get back into the mainstream here in America again. It hurt the product. Same with baseball back in the 90s when they had that strike in '94. It that took a massive hit to the product. The NBA, I'm not sure I'll go down those waters as bad, because the NBA is still a big deal, and obviously personalities aside, but also too there's really no stars that we can really gravitate to right now, in a sense where LeBron is on his last legs, and Steph Curry is about to end his last legs. Kevin Durant is his last legs. The best players in the league right now currently are players that aren't necessarily guys that are mainstream must-see TV guys even for casual fans. Now, I don't count on that. Like, I love seeing Nikola Jokic play basketball or Luka Doncic, but casual fans probably, they know the names but probably aren't attached to it. Whereas LeBron James, he doesn't attachment to that. Michael Jordan was an attachment to that. Magic Johnson, Shaq, Kobe, all attachments to them, must-see TV. Those guys are not what I consider must-see TV in the same way. For me, yes. For casuals, maybe not so much. And I think that's why the NBA is suffering now. That's one of the reasons why the NBA is suffering right now with ratings and interest, and there's not any hype. Now, once football's out the way in January, February, past Super Bowl, we get down to the All-Star break and all that, and we get to the final stretch of the NBA season before the playoffs in April. I think it'll pick up, obviously. But right now, I just don't feel any attachment to the NBA, and it really truly sucks. Because, again, I'm a diehard. So, anyway, short pod today on